All right. Okay, you're good to go.
I had some ideas for recruitment, by the way. But
Mm.
one of them would be to put together like a compilation of the best moments from our lessons. That's including these lessons and also the lessons like the adult English lessons. And then just I can even throw in some of my lessons with my younger students, and then you can throw in some of yours with whatever students, just whatever you think makes you look the best as a teacher. Then we could release like a promotional video.
Oh, okay. You mean like you are trying to like record your session together with your Thai students?
Well,
You
I already have the recordings. I'm just saying edit them into like a highlight video. Highlights meaning like all the best.
oh yeah. You're going to like focus on your are you going to like explore your niche area or you are just going to focus on the kids?
I'm talking about to get more joiners in our adult lesson.
Oh,
Because with the way it is now, I don't think it's really profitable for us. A little bit, but you know, we need to get more people joined.
yeah, actually you also you you have tasted the profit already and it's pretty depressing to know that yeah although we don't lose much but certainly I think we can do better.
Yeah, well, we started off with 15. I just really wish that I had recorded the first lesson because that was when people had their cameras on and they were actually interacting. They're interacting still, but last night I had two students. I had Ivy and Alice, and I get it. It's late. They don't want to do their makeup or whatever. Everyone wants to keep their camera off. But in the first lesson, it was so like dynamic because everyone had their camera on. So it would have made for a really good promotional film.
But yeah, we can't turn back your time.
So maybe just start again, be like, oh, promo class. And then the promo class, just put them in with the people that are already have one promo class, one lesson with you and one lesson with me, and then put them in with
Choose another time slot or
no, same time slot, but well, the promotional class would be at a different time. But then if they want to stay, we just put them in with the students that are already there. You understand what I'm saying?
oh yeah, so I need to come up with a new time just for the promo class.
Yeah, it's just an idea. The
Oh
the, the goal is just to get more people into our class.
yeah, actually Wei Cat and Ivy together with one more.
Alice.
Oh yeah, Alice didn't come, right, yesterday.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Emily came.
Emily and Ivy,
Yeah.
only both of them.
Yeah. Only the two of them.
Oh, I see. So yeah, because Wei Cat also did they inform you about them being absent?
Yep.
That must be very hard for you.
It's whatever. I'm like you said, the students, as far as students go, the younger students are much, much more reliable.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't want to waste your lesson time on this. We can discuss it after.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so let's go to what we were working on last time.
Yesterday we worked on
Right, I'm
the
opening it
finance.
now. Hold on. It looks like my computer decided to restart. Here we go.
Only I think maybe they are not so into the script reading. I can feel the
Really? I think it went well.
perhaps. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe you feel that way. Actually, I feel I'm sorry if I offended you, but sometimes I feel that it's not going to help much. because I'm not an actress or whatsoever.
But that's not the point. The point is to get, that's how people talk in real life. It's a pretty realistic. I didn't just choose like, oh, let's read Hamlet. You know, I chose something that is pretty close to a real life dialogue because students always say, I want to understand when native speakers speak English.
Oh, okay.
That's the point, right?
Oh, so you think this will work?
I know it works. I've used it before.
Ah, I see.
I know sometimes it feels like sometimes you don't
Oh.
understand why you're doing something, but it does really help.
Mm,
Because remember that when I'm speaking with you, I'm using a slower speed.
yeah,
My intonation is slightly different. I'm
international.
purposely like intonation, like I'm not speaking like this. Hey, what's up? You want to go to the park later? And I'm speaking clearly and I'm consciously trying to use proper grammar. But when people speak to each other, or if you just meet someone on the street, there's a good chance they're not going to use proper grammar. They're going to use colloquial English, which is like slang English.
Colloquial?
Yeah, colloquial English.
How do you spell that? I don't even know how to spell that. Colloquial.
Colloquial. Colloquial.
Colloquial. That's mean
It's like slang. Colloquial is an adjective to describe slang. I don't, let me be clear, I don't think that the students leaving has anything to do with the way that we're teaching. I don't.
or they are just trying to experience.
It's just like how people buy a membership to the gym and then they just don't follow through with it. It has nothing, I wouldn't put it on yourself, or I don't put it on myself. My teaching is fine, in my opinion, and I'm sure yours is fine.
Yeah,
too.
I think yours one. I actually like your way of
Right.
teaching.
So they're leaving not because they dislike the teaching. With an exception, I think that it was way too hard for some of them, like Tiffany.
Oh yeah, it's remember.
But that's different. That's a different issue.
Mm,
I think that the main, again, let's not waste too much time, or I'll add some time to your lesson.
okay.
I just think that this has happened to me before, and it's only happened with adults, right?
Mm-mm.
They sort of aren't committed, or they have other things going on in their lives, would
Yeah.
rather save the money, or even though it's not very much money in this case, but like it's just, that's why kids are usually a more reliable source of income, or they're more reliable students because it's not up to them, it's up to their parents. And their parents have that sort of maternal, paternal instinct to make sure that they grow up speaking well, speaking properly.
Many kids they show faster progress as compared to adults.
I don't know. I've had both. I have no problem with adults as students. I actually like having adults as students,
Oh,
but they just don't always follow through.
yeah, true. Yeah, did you schedule, I mean, for Kelsey's class?
She never paid me, so no, I didn't.
Okay, I see.
She got as far, we finally decided on a time, and then that worked for both of us. And then I was like, okay, here's my PayPal information, and then I didn't hear from her again, so. And that's at the low rate too. That's at the same
Understood.
rate that I advertised, like the discounted rate, so.
Yeah, actually, it's quite affordable
Yeah,
for.
I think she just wasn't serious about it. She might change her mind. I don't know. It's fine. My schedule is really full. I would prefer to add students to our group class
You
than,
would prefer to add. more students
Because
shower.
I already have so many spots, or I only have so many spots, right?
All right, no problem. And then we are moving on to, oh, this one we did
So we
already.
started at 10:40, about 10:41. All right, so
Regular bank
Yeah, sure.
statements will be sent to you by post, listing recent transactions.
correct.
Okay, right. So next one.
Mhm.
New current account customers can borrow up to £200 in the form of a low interest overdraft or overtake.
Nice.
Overdraft.
Overdraft. Do
What
you know,
is overdraft?
you've heard this term before?
Never, like three of them, I've never heard of these three words.
Did you watch any of the video from last night? We talked
No.
about it there.
Oh,
So, okay, so no, that's good because it gives us something to talk about. So overdraft is when you spend more money than you have available in your checking, or it would be mostly your checking account, but it could potentially be your savings account. So instead of having a positive, like let's say you have $50 and then you buy something for $60, your account balance will show up as negative $10. That's called an overdraft.
overdraft means like the outstanding balance.
No, outstanding balance is just like on your credit card, what you have to pay, or on your mortgage, what you have to pay. Overdraft is when you spend more money than you have.
You
And then-
spend more money than you have
Right, in the bank account,
in the bank account.
go into the red, so to speak. And then, so usually what happens is the bank will, the first time, they'll give you like a pass, usually, like, okay, you need to pay this by a certain date or you'll owe money. Because they don't want you to like accidentally overdraft and then get mad and take your business elsewhere. And then
Mhm.
the second time or third time, they'll charge you a fine. It could be like a percentage or it could be a set amount. And then if you keep not paying it, it'll start to accrue interest. We use this
Oh,
word for interest, accrue.
incur. If they will incur the interest.
Accrue.
Accrue? How do you spell that?
You incur a fine, but you accrue interest. It means to gather interest. ACCRUE.
To accrue interest. Like let's say my bank account, my saving accounts, let's say I have $10, maybe I have like $50, and then I bought something for $100 using my debit card. Will they show that, oh, I don't have enough balance?
No, it'll probably go through, but then you'll have a bank. It depends on like what your situation is with the bank.
I don't have a credit card. I only have a debit card.
Yeah, I understand. I think what would happen is instead of the transaction being denied, it would go through, but then your bank would send you a message like you've just overdrafted your account.
You just overdrafted your account.
Right.
Or overdrafted can be used
They
as
send you
the,
something called an overdraft notice. It used to be, I got one in the mail once because I just didn't pay attention to my checkings account. So I was checking, not checkings. We say savings account and checking account. By the way, current account is just the British, why did I pause it? The British way of saying checking account is current account. We talked
current
about
account.
this. Remember like savings account, I showed you the different like tiers. Savings account accrues interest, but a checking account, it just is for day-to-day expenses.
Oh,
It comes from the word like to write a check. So when you write a check, it draws that money from your checking account. So the idea is you should have most of your money in the savings account, and then you should put enough money for the month or whatever period into your checking account.
Yeah,
That way, the majority of your money is accruing interest.
accruing. Is it something like accumulate the interest?
Yeah, it's synonymous with that.
Oh, okay. Got you. Accumulate. All right. And then the next one, the current rate of interest for permitted overdrafts is 6.7%
It's actually authorized.
authorized.
Yeah,
Need to get
they mean the same thing, but it's just that authorized is what the bank would use
my oh
as opposed to unauthorized overdrafts.
unauthorized means it's not accepted.
Right.
Authorized. APR.
APR is annual percentage rate. So
Annual.
let me make sure that's correct.
So they will charge you a
Annual
an
percentage rate.
rate
Can
of
you
six point
guess
seven
what that
percent.
is? So 6.7% is the amount of interest you pay per year.
Something like a penalty, right?
No, because if you see an advertisement for a car, it'll say now 0% APR for the first 6 months. So like, here, let me show you.
Is that something like the loan that you're taking?
Yeah, you take out a loan to buy the car and they're saying, if you finance the car, they're trying to get people to buy. So they'll say, for the first 60 months here, you get 0% APR and then 0.9% for the months after that, you see?
Mm.
So it also applies to taking out loans. Right? This is a common way to get people to buy. Like, for example, my motorcycle, I don't own it. I took out a loan for it. So I pay like around 3% APR.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
3% if let's say you take out a loan for like 30 years.
Well, it's a 3-year loan.
Oh, 3-year loan.
Yeah, it came out, I did the math. It wasn't that different because so you have two options. You can pay it all in cash, or you can take the loan. And if you pay it all in cash, then you're not eligible for the discount. They give you a discount because they want you to finance it. So if you finance it, it came out, I basically lost about like $1,000, a little less than $1,000 over the course of 3 years by taking out a loan instead of just paying cash. But it's easier for me because then I don't have to empty all my finances into one vehicle.
Commodity or liability? Is that considered as liability or asset?
An asset.
An asset.
Mhm.
So
A vehicle is generally what we call depreciating asset versus appreciating asset.
depreciating asset and appreciating assets means like something that the value of the asset will actually go up in a period of time.
Yeah.
And then depreciating asset means something asset
Mhm.
the value will go down
So
from time to time.
examples of both.
From time to time.
No, I mean, can you give examples of an appreciating asset and a depreciating asset?
Like properties, they are appreciating assets.
In general, yeah,
Yeah, and same goes to the antiques.
in general, yeah.
How
And
about
what-
meteorites?
well, because imagine what if you buy an antique and then suddenly someone finds, oh, in someone's basement they had, let's say you buy a Fabergé egg, you know that it's a famous one.
Huh? What is that?
These are very famous. They were-
Fabergé.
There's only 57 of them in the world. They're like very expensive eggs.
They're all made up, or people collect it as a collection.
People, people have collections of them, but I think they're spread out. Like no one person has all of them, but they're super expensive.
So, like, if let's say you want to sell it, you sell it in an auction.
Right. So anyway, let's say you have these Fabergé eggs. And you-
Fabergé, right?
Fabergé, yeah. So
Fabergé.
a French last name.
Mm.
Anyway, even though he's Russian, he has a French surname. So let's say someone, it says 69 were, as many as 69 were created, of which 57 survive today. Let's say somebody finds the remaining eggs after you buy your egg at the
Mhm.
current market price. All of a sudden your appreciating asset becomes a depreciating asset because the price is probably going to drop.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, in general, antiques, property, those are appreciating assets. And then vehicles are depreciating assets.
Yeah.
In general, there's some rare cars, if you don't drive it and just let it sit, maybe. But like if I buy a motorcycle and I'm riding it and scratching it and putting miles on it and putting wear on the engine, then the value goes boom. So it's a
How about Mini Cooper?
Mini Cooper, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter unless it's some special Mini Cooper that belonged to Prince Charles. If you drive it, it's going to depreciate.
Or if I drive it, then it's going to depreciate.
Right, you're wearing
Leave
the
it as a collection, then most probably you will become
very few. There are very few cars that actually appreciate in value. It happens, yes, but it's much more common for them to depreciate. Also, Mini Coopers aren't especially rare.
yeah.
They're pretty common, actually.
Mm,
Also, fun fact, they're made by BMW.
they are made by the BMW.
Yeah, they're like a lower cost BMW.
Mm. What is liability?
A liability is like, so it's your risk.
Risk.
Mhm.
Mm. Okay. Got you. And then number 4, while your account is under credit, there are no charges.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure about this one. I think it might be, it's either under or in.
Okay.
I
Under.
would say like within credit, but
Within.
yeah. So like that just means that you have a credit line, right? When you apply for a credit card,
I don't have one.
I know, but if you apply for one, when you get your credit card, it'll show you your line of credit, and it'll be a set amount. That can go up or down depending on your credit score.
Mhm.
Credit score is calculated. Have you heard of a credit score? Okay,
CR?
so your credit score is calculated. It's on a scale of 0 to 800, and it's calculated based on, do you make your payments on time? If you ever miss a payment, your credit score is going to go down. Do you
Oh.
consistently charge things to your credit cards? They
Oh.
want you to be using your cards. Like, and there's weird things like when I when someone does a credit inquiry, like when I applied for a new card, the bank did a credit inquiry and my credit score dropped just from them looking into my credit, right? It
Mm,
dropped by like 20 or 30 points. And then later, a few months later, it went back up. But
if you
the
pay.
idea is they're suspicious, right? So anything that
Inquiry.
the rating is like
INQURI.
how there, it's the rating of your ability to pay back what you owe.
It's a rating of the ability of how
Yeah.
you
Here.
pay back your loan. Credit score.
Here's your credit score. So you have something, it's the 850, not 800. Sorry about that. So you have, like, my credit score is, I think, 800 something. So it's pretty
Oh.
good. But because I've never missed a payment, I don't charge things to my credit card.
If you
Anyway,
pay
so
within the period, then they won't charge you.
right, you won't have to pay interest.
Oh, I see.
In fact, my credit cards, they all have like rewards. Like I'll get like 1 to 1.5% cash back.
Oh,
And
1 to 1.
or I could convert it into miles and use those miles to travel, but I just do the cash back.
You will get the miles? You mean the petrol?
No, airline miles.
Airline miles. Oh, okay.
Even if the country uses kilometers, they still call them airline miles. So it means that like, it literally means that like, if you spend a certain amount, you get a certain number of flight credit. And once you get enough flight credit, you can take a flight to a certain place. It
Mm,
used to be, it's common for people who have to travel a lot.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
I would recommend getting a credit card. It's useful.
yeah, because previously I planned to buy, consider to buy the property because it's because of COVID, the price of the properties are dropping so hard, and then I was planning to get one, but then I don't have credit card, so they cannot see my
Yeah, your credit. Yeah.
yeah, they can't, even though I show
Just,
them my bank statement, but it's still not going to help because it's
you should get a card and start using it. That's my opinion.
oh, I
Just
see.
don't make sure you don't forget about it, you know? Most credit cards will allow you to set up monthly automatic payments.
Oh, okay. That means I can just pay within, or they will automatically clear our payment.
Yeah, and set it up to pay the balance. You don't want to pay just the minimum.
Can we like pay it online, settle the bill online, or we
Yeah,
have?
yeah. I've never actually paid it in person, only online. And all my credit cards are set up to be automatic.
Oh, I see.
That way I don't forget about it and screw up my credit score or owe money, because the APR on credit cards is super high.
Oh, yeah,
That's how they make money.
correct.
It's
It's like
like
playing
a
with our mind.
high interest loan.
Correct. And then,
So number 5.
if your account is overdrawn, charges may apply.
Yeah, very good.
When you acknowledge reception,
Receipt.
When you-
Receipt can also be used as a noun. Well, of course it's a noun, but it can be used in this way as a noun, like to acknowledge receipt is to show that you have received it.
oh, okay. Acknowledge. And then the next one, personal identification number.
Right.
You will be sent a PIN. We don't say you will be sent a PIN number, right? We don't say PIN number. Just
No, because it's like you're
like-
saying personal identification number.
number. Oh, okay.
See?
Understood.
It's redundant,
Redundant. That means
saying the same thing 2 times.
okay. Then the next one, you will need to enter your PIN.
Yeah, I would use input, INPUT, or enter. Up to you.
Oh, okay. And then the next one, 2 or more customers may apply for a joint account.
Yeah, very good. Can you think of what situations people would apply for a joint account?
Like, let's say you want to buy a property and then you show a low income. Maybe you are from the low income group and the bank doesn't trust you. So they ask you to
Understand
get
your
a
logic, but sorry, no. What, think you're using too much of your brain. What situation would you have 2 people that share a bank account?
I think couples.
Married couples
Married
and what other one?
Mm,
Child and
the
their,
child and the parents.
it's common for children to have a joint account with their parents. That way they can learn to manage money without the responsibility. Like the parent can still step in and take care of things.
Oh, okay. So once the kids they reach the age of like 17 or 18, they can actually pull out from the joint account, right? And then they can
Right.
just
They
set
can
up their own
separate
individual
their-
account.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Okay, current account.
Current account holders may apply for a Grimley's credit card.
Yeah, good job pronouncing. The students last night were struggling to pronounce Grimley's.
Oh,
I think because it has a lot of R's and L's and Y's and S's. Grimley's.
so this is Grimley's.
Yeah, it's a bit strange to pronounce, but your pronunciation is perfect, so good.
Thank you.
Okay, 11.
Credit cards will be issued.
They all mean the same thing, but use the one that is most polite.
Credit cards will be issued subject to status. I don't understand.
It means the same thing. It's like if you have money. Like, for example, if you are in debt and all your accounts are overdrafted and your finances are a mess, they're not going to issue you a credit card.
Oh, I
They'll
see.
know that you probably aren't going to pay back your credit.
All right.
You're not
Yeah.
going to pay back your balance. Sorry, not your credit.
Oh, they believe that you won't have the ability to pay for your
Right.
to pay up. I see.
You remember the housing crisis, the financial crisis of 2007?
2007?
Yeah, that was the big financial crash. It started in the US.
Oh,
You remember subprime mortgages?
subprime mortgages.
They were mortgages. You know what a mortgage is, right? They were issued, the banks had a scheme where they were issuing mortgages to people that they knew probably wouldn't be able to pay them back.
Subprime or subprime.
SUBPRIME.
Oh, subprime mortgages.
Yeah.
Mortgages, because I saw this word before, like let's say you want to apply for a mortgage for your property. Maybe
Mhm.
they show all 30 years and then how much do you need to pay monthly. So, or SMC, subprime mortgage.
SUB, sub, PRIME.
Actually, what does
So
that mean
it's a
by
type of
mortgage?
home loan. You see the definition here, right? It's people that normally wouldn't be issued a loan, but they issued one anyway.
A type of home loan extended to individuals with poor, incomplete, or non-existent credit histories.
They were letting like poor people buy houses that they couldn't afford, knowing that they wouldn't be able to afford them.
Oh, but
Because
still they still issue that.
they had some like schemes that would allow that to be paid back. This is super complicated, so I'm not even going to try to explain all this. But basically, this
Mm.
caused the collapse of the US housing market, and then it snowballed. You know this term, snowballed? A snowball, picture a snowball rolling down a hill. Have you ever
Mhm.
seen that? As it goes down the hill, right. So it actually snowballed into a global crisis, and it tanked the whole world economy. Basically, every country in the world was affected by this.
Oh, snowball into a global crisis? Just now you said.
Snowballed into a global crisis. They said that one estimate of lost output and income from the crisis comes to at least 40% of 2000 GDP.
GDP.
So that's a ton of money. That's the
Mm.
entire US GDP, about 40%.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
And it took until 2018 until the loans that the US government gave to companies were fully recovered.
Bailout funds.
It's like over 10 years to get the money back.
Oh, what if they don't pay?
Then
Or they will have a way to force them to pay.
they would have a way to force them to pay.
Oh, it
They
takes
didn't
about
have
10
to,
years.
they didn't have to take these loans. These were businesses like General Motors, which makes Chevy, Cadillac, these types of cars. They took money from the government to avoid going out of business. And then they got a really low interest rate, but they had to pay that back. You know, it kept them from totally collapsing. This is super complicated, and you should look into it on your own.
Yeah. If I have the time. I don't have much time.
Right. But you might find it interesting. There's also some movies about it.
Oh, you still have movies. I wouldn't know that.
I think this one,
Have you ever heard of Jolo from Malaysia?
what's this?
Jolo, he's a
I
fugitive.
haven't heard. What is he?
JHO and then LO. Yeah.
Oh, LOW,
LOW.
a businessman,
Yeah.
international fugitive.
Yes. He actually stole a lot of money, and then yeah, I think he resided in Thailand before to escape.
It says he's currently living in Macau.
Oh, I don't know.
He probably went to. So what did he do?
He is associated with the 1MDB scandal.
I haven't heard of this. You're right. He did. It was, I don't know what it says, that he had interest in iron ore mining and liquor distilleries in Thailand in the 1960s and 1970s.
Yeah, and then he even got the connection with the Paris Hilton and the very famous actors and actress. He has a connection with them, and he's super rich. And because of him, our Malaysia, our economy actually dropped very hard.
So he just was stealing money from this public fund.
Yeah, one MDB, and yeah, there's no
I'll keep this open. I want to read about it. That's interesting.
yeah, and I think there is a Malaysian actress. She is going to like make a movie out of like out of this scandal, and now he's still under arrest. Under arrest or what?
Well, they didn't catch him. He bought a white Ferrari for Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And-
Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah.
and Miranda Kerr. They returned it according to this.
Yeah, so he has a lot of special connections with the
Celebrities. Yeah.
celebrities. Oh yeah, and then we have a few more, right? And then you may close your account at any time.
Correct. So one thing I want to say before we do formal versus informal, some of the informal phrases are formal in the US. So this was clearly written by a British person. So you'll see, I'll go over them when we get there. Okay, so I deposited some money. What is that?
I deposited some
formal
money.
way?
It went into my account.
No, there's a better one.
I paid in some money.
Yeah.
Oh, I paid in some money.
Yeah. Actually,
Money I used
I would
deposit.
never say I paid in some money. I would just say I deposited some money.
Yeah.
I made a deposit. Okay,
And-
number 2.
Okay, and then number 2, I withdrew some money. I took out some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3.
The funds have been transferred.
Think about
it
how
went
we
out of
think
my
for
account.
lessons. No, think about like what you would say to me.
The money has been sent.
Yeah, right. Number 4.
My account is overdrawn. Wait a minute. I'm in the red.
Yeah, right. You know about red and black?
Huh? Man in black.
Red, red and black.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the black means I'm still fine.
Yeah, and in the red would be in debt. Okay, number 5.
In debt. I'm in the red, that means I'm in debt.
Right. I'm in the black means that you have a positive balance or you have some money.
Positive balance.
Yeah, like red would be a negative net worth and a black would be a positive net worth. Like all of your assets are, you have your assets versus your debts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your debts are more than your assets, then you're in the red. And if your assets are more than your debts, then you're in the black. It's like people can own a lot of nice stuff. Like they can seem to be wealthy, but they're actually in the red because they have so much debt. It's actually quite common. Okay, we're on 5.
It's paid by standing order.
A standing order is something that repeats.
Recurring payment.
Yeah, recurring payment.
It goes out of my account every month.
Right. Yeah.
It's
It's a strange way to say it. I would just say that either it's paid by standing order or it's a recurring payment.
It's
RECURRING, recurring.
Oh, it's a recurring payment. The payment will repeat every month.
Yeah. It's like what I talked to you about the credit card thing where it
Mhm.
automatically pays. They call it like auto pay, which is a
Oh.
type of recurring payment.
Okay, I see.
Okay. Or like you could set it up to pay your bills. Like you can set up an automatic payment to pay your bills every month. Okay, number 6.
My account was debited.
Mhm.
It went into my account.
Opposite.
It went out of my account.
Yep.
Why?
So a debit is when money leaves your account. It's gonna say minus. And a credit is when money goes into your account. It's gonna say plus.
Oh, my account was debited means money will go out of your account.
Yeah, here, let me show you an example.
It shows a negative.
Yeah, look.
Mm.
I want to show,
I suck in this.
just don't get it confused with credit cards and debit cards, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, here. This is not what it really looks like, but whatever. Close enough. Access forbidden. Oh my God. Here we go. No. Here. So mine just says, I guess I could show you mine, but that would take a second for me to log in. Plus, it's probably not safe to share it over YouTube. So a credit, it'll say plus 7,000, debit minus 550. Right? And then your
Mhm.
balance is just your credits minus your debit.
Decreasing. Oh, okay. My
Just-
account was debited.
It has
Just
nothing,
remember,
it has nothing to do with credit debit cards, so just don't,
the
I know
method.
that's confusing. Just think a credit is a positive and a debit is a negative.
Oh, okay. I just remember that
You could
D
say, let's
stands
say
for
you make a
deduct.
purchase. What's that?
D stands for deduct. So the
Yeah.
money goes out.
And C could stand for come in. Credit, come in.
Oh, okay, nice.
Deduct. Okay, 8.
Comment. All right, so next one, I use an ATM. I went to a cash point.
Yeah, cash point is very British.
Cash.
Americans just say I used an ATM or I went to the ATM.
ATM means the cash point. I went to the cash
Yeah.
point. And then I made a balance inquiry.
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 Inquiry. Wait a moment.
Correct.
Inquiry. So what's the difference between this inquiry and another one
With
which
the
begins
I?
with the I? Yeah.
It's just the way it's used. Here, let me show you an example sentence. It's a common one. So here are the examples. But British tend to use the word inquiry for
Inquiry.
ordinary request for English. Sorry, the British use inquiry with an E for ordinary request for information and the word inquiry for formal investigations. So in other words, if you saw a newspaper article, they would say like, Scotland Yard has opened an inquiry into the Queen's alleged crimes.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
I'll just type it in the chat. Like Scotland Yard, that's the British police detectives.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we would say have opened. No, I think they're a single organization, so let's use has opened an inquiry into the alleged misconduct of Prince Charles.
Scotland Yard has
So
opened.
it's like
an
a serious
inquiry
thing,
with
so
the-
they're using inquiry with an I. But just checking your bank account is not serious, so they use inquiry with an E.
Alleged misconduct of Prince Charles.
It's like a newspaper headline or a newspaper article.
So normally the police officer will do that, or the crime investigator.
It's like Scotland Yard is like their special investigations, like their detective agency.
Detective.
Yeah,
Let me see.
Scotland Yard. This is Scotland Yard. It's the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, the territorial police force responsible for the policing the 32 boroughs of London. Okay,
That's hard. Is that an organization?
it's just the police.
Detective agency, right?
It's actually, I was actually incorrect. It's all of the police, not just the detectives. But
All police.
yeah, but basically when people say, I was correct in my usage. So when people say Scotland Yard, they mean specifically police detectives, British police detectives.
British police detective.
Mhm.
So they will look into the investigation.
Yeah. They have a nice building, New Scotland Yard. Okay, so yeah, and honestly, in the US, you can just use it with an I and just say I.
Just say I.
Yeah, just spell it with an I.
Inquiry means you make a general, you just ask general questions, right?
Yeah, see here. There's inquiry because it's Abu Dhabi,
Huh? Abu Dhabi? What is Abu Dhabi?
a country. But Abu Dhabi is going to use British English. But then here we have, let's look for a different bank. Here's a Asian bank, Aeon, and here they call it an inquiry. So it just
So-
depends on where you are.
Oh, they are the same, right?
Yeah, they're just, but the British use it situationally, that's all. The British use inquiry like with an E for like non-important things, non-official, and then like I would like to inquire about the position, like I'm asking about the job. Hi, I'm here to inquire about the new job opening. But if they're talking about a formal thing, like the police inquired about the Queen's affairs, like the example I gave you, Scotland Yard opened an inquiry with an I into the affairs of Prince Charles, blah, blah, blah. Then they would use it with an I.
Oh, they inquire about the Queen's affair, like the royals affair.
Yeah, like something big, they would use it with an I, something small, use it with an E. It depends on the level of importance. But you're fine using it either way. No one's gonna correct you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But since you're a teacher, I guess you should know the right way. So
Yeah,
now you do.
helpful. Yes.
Okay, match the words with the parts of the check.
Okay, I did this in my math. I sort of like forgetting most of it.
Okay, so
The first one, the payee, or yeah, John Marks will be the payee,
right, the
and
payee.
then 122 pounds and 50 what? 50 pence
Yeah, 50 pence only.
only. 50 pence, P-E-N-C-E, pence,
Yeah,
not
it's a unit.
cents. We don't use cents, right?
We use pence, P-E-N-C-E, pence.
Oh, okay, 50 pence only. That will be amount in words.
Yeah,
Then the logo on top, at the top left corner. And then we have amount in figures, 122.50 will be the amount in figures.
right. I don't know why they bother asking about the logo. Anyway, continue.
And then at the bottom, Liz Allen will be the
Is the
signature.
signature. Okay, this is where it gets complicated because I learned it the American way and this is the British way. So first, you should have the check number. That's the 0375. Then you have the routing number.
Rounding number.
That is the routing number, which I'm guessing is the sort code because routing means to sort.
How to spell route?
Let me send it to you. It's R-O-U-T-I-N-G. Hold on, let me send it to you.
Routing. Okay.
Routing number. I'm guessing that's the same as sort code because route means to sort. And then the last one would be the account number.
My account number.
Yeah, your account number would be on your check.
Oh, okay. So wait a moment.
Here's the parts of a check.
Parts of the check.
Oh, I got one thing wrong. The routing number is first, then your account, and then the last part is the check number. Let's see what the British check looks like. What? They're calling it the same thing.
MICR code.
Oh, I was right. That's so weird. I guess it depends on where you are. What?
I don't have a check.
I don't know. I left them somewhere.
They're so complicated.
They're just not used anymore. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, correct. I was right. So check number, branch sort code, and then the account number is last.
So
yeah.
sort code will be something like the issue place.
No, it's like something to help. It's something to help it go to the right place. But I don't understand exactly how that works because I don't use checks. You don't use it either, so.
Do we have this word such as like place of issue?
Yeah.
That means like the place of issue of this checkbook is somewhere.
Right, the issuing bank.
The issuing bank. Place
Yeah,
of
I
issue.
don't think that matters though. I don't think they would say where it was issued.
Oh, okay.
Like, it has the address of the headquarters here
Address of the headquarters.
of the bank, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
We have the payee and the payer. Right. Payer is someone who makes the transfer and payee will be the recipient.
right, correct.
Oh, okay.
So answer the questions. These are actually useful. Who has this check been made out to?
Where's this check been made out to? Made out to wait, John Marks.
Has it been signed and dated?
Yes. It's signed by Liz Allen and it's dated on 13th of August 2007.
Right. Is it crossed or uncrossed? That just means when people want to delete a check or invalidate a check, they do this. So
Oh,
uncrossed.
it's uncrossed, right?
Mhm. Can it be paid into somebody else's account? They mean besides John Marks.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Any other reason behind it?
Because why they can't pay it into someone else's account?
Yeah.
They could if they were clever enough.
Okay.
They went through and the check forging is a whole, it used to be a really common crime. So you like forge, you either steal someone's checkbook and then just start writing out fake checks, or not fake checks, you write out real checks, but with a stolen checkbook. Or you like use a technique to change John Marks to your name or the name of a,
But I thought when you flip it to the back, you will need to, fill in the details, isn't it? You fill in the payer's details.
oh yeah, you're right. Maybe. I wish I had checks here. I haven't used one in so long. I
Yeah.
know you do that for deposit slips. I don't know, you know what? I don't think you do that, honestly.
Writing checks.
Yeah, no, you don't have to do anything on the back. You're thinking of a deposit slip. On a deposit slip, you write it on the back. When you cash the check, that's when you would write this stuff on the back.
Oh, I will write it. Oh, okay. So let's say I am the payer. I just pass my check to the recipient, to
The
the payee,
payee,
and then the
right.
payee will fill up the details at the back.
Right, so cashing checks. Yeah, here. So you write it on the back. Then you fill out a deposit slip, show your ID and get your cash. So it has to match the name. But they are pretty easy to, relatively easy to fake. That's why I think besides
Nobody
being
uses
paper,
this.
it's one of the reasons they're less common.
Understood.
Okay,
So after they have been paid in, checks usually take 3 working days to clear.
yeah.
And
The
then
opposite of clear is to bounce.
bounce.
If a check bounces, it means that it cannot be paid.
Oh, okay. Like we have the check bounced and also the check cleared.
Yeah, those are the two opposites. Okay, when I write out a check,
Okay, when I write out a check, I keep a record by filling in the receipt.
correct. Hold on, sorry, I just had to read something. When I write out a check, I keep a record by filling in the receipt. Yeah, sounds good.
What is counterfoil?
Not sure. We can check that if you want. This is British. I would say in the American version would be filling in the checkbook.
Checkbook.
Yeah. Maybe it is counterfoil. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It is counterfoil.
The answer is counterfoil.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before, so it must be a British thing. Okay, number 3.
Unlike a personal check, a banker's draft can't.
We skipped 3.
Oh, sorry. If you don't have a checkbook, you can pay by getting a banker's draft from
Yeah.
a branch of your bank.
Right.
And then the
The
next
British
one,
thing. And number 4.
oh, Yeah, for unlike a personal check, a banker's draft can't bounce.
Right. Yeah, it can't bounce because they won't give it to you unless you have that money in your account. Like your checkbook you have at home, right? So you can just write checks. But
Huh?
a banker's draft, the bank is looking at your account and then issuing you the money.
So they will check your amount, your balance. If let's say you have that balance, then only they will issue you the draft. If you don't have one, then
Right.
they won't issue you the draft.
Yeah. There's another word, the American word for banker's draft. It'll come to me. It's a money order. I
Money
believe.
order. In American, in
Yeah.
America.
Banker's draft, American version.
Bank check.
Teller's check, sorry. It's called a teller's check.
If let's say you don't have the checks anymore, then you can go to the bank,
Yeah.
get the
Again,
teller's
Oh, the reason I don't know a lot of these words is because they haven't been used since I've been alive.
Yeah. True.
Okay.
Then if you need to borrow money, you can apply to your bank for an overdraft facility.
I think so, yeah. Okay, number 7.
If you need to borrow more money from your bank, you can ask them to increase your overdraft limit.
Yeah. Number 8.
Want to borrow money from a third party, you may have to supply a banker's reference.
Right. It just shows that it's like an old way of having a credit score. Okay.
A banker's reference proves to a third party that you are creditworthy.
Right. Moneyed means rich.
Oh, okay. Regular automatic payments of the same amount, example to a charity, are called standing orders.
Right. We talked about that earlier.
Wait, I forgot. Kind of forgot what is standing order.
It's like an automatic payment.
Oh, standing order means the automatic payment.
It can apply outside of banking too. Like a standing order is like in the military, I believe it's an order that just like, so like it doesn't have to be said by the officers, it just automatically applies. Like here. Let me find an example.
Like sometimes the
A general order always in force. So like the soldiers have a standing order not to shoot civilians. Like they don't need to be told, don't shoot civilians. They have a standing order not to do that. So it's kind of the same idea, like just like in finance, a standing order means that you don't have to tell the bank to make this payment. It happens automatically. You just issue it once and then it will keep going every month until you tell them to stop.
It's like a recurring payment. Okay, with my savings account, I have to give 30 days notice if I want to make a withdrawal.
Right. Correct.
I thought you don't need to, you can withdraw it anytime you want.
Well, does your savings account give you interest?
No. Oh, that is supposed to be.
In Thailand, they call I have something called a savings account, but it's really a checking account. And I can just take money in and out of it.
Oh.
Also, my American savings account, I don't need to give 30 days notice. So maybe it's a British thing, but it could be if you have some kind of special savings account that has a high interest rate, I could see them needing 30 days notice, because that way the bank can account, they don't want you to constantly take money in and out because they're investing that money, right? That's what banks do. They take your money and they spend it, they invest it.
But then they don't give you interest, right? Just very little interest.
Yeah, because that's how they make their profit. They're investing your money in the stock market, they're making a percentage, and then they're giving you a tiny percentage of their percentage.
Oh yeah, have you realized that the tech stocks, they dropped very hard last week?
No, I looked into, I've just followed crypto the last weeks or so. All of my investments are index funds, so it doesn't matter if.
Are you in the red or are you in the black? Are you in the green?
Black, yeah, same.
Black.
Nothing has really changed. I don't even check my index funds because I'm not gonna withdraw from them until I retire. So it doesn't matter what happens short term.
You
For
mean the retire fund?
Crypto, I bought in so early that it doesn't matter. I
Oh,
got into crypto in 2011.
then you'll be super rich then.
Yeah, I bought in like $50 or $60 worth, not.
But I think then you're lucky. I don't buy any.
Yeah, it means that I don't have to worry about like it going up or down because it's already way higher than it was when I bought in.
Oh yeah, correct. Because my friends also tell me, hey, why not you go and invest in crypto? I think
It's just
too late. It's just too late, right, to invest in crypto now.
No, it's not, but right now it's gambling.
Yeah, because
In the past, the big thing was, is this going to work or not? Is it going to be a popular thing? And the answer, I guess, people were saying, oh, it's not going to be. But yes, it is. Or yes, it did. But now it's just going up and down. So it's just like gambling.
yeah,
No way to really, there's not a solid way to predict what's going to happen with it. People might try to tell you that there is, but it's up to you. If you want to just put in a little bit of money and see what happens, then go for it.
so it doesn't matter, right, for you. Even if you sell it, you are still going to earn a big profit out of it.
Yeah, but I'm not like gonna get rich off of it because I've had such a small initial investment.
Oh, true.
But I'm still happy. I got enough to buy a car. So, all right, 14.
Nice. BACs. Wait. Many employees receive their salaries directly into their accounts by, I don't know this.
Okay, let me look at it. BACS. All right, I don't know, but the US version is called direct deposit.
Direct deposits.
Yeah. I'll just give you the American version. What is it called? British version of direct deposit.
That means the employer will actually deposit the money into your bank account.
Yeah, exactly. You just give them your account number and then okay, it's BACS. Yeah, there we go. BACS. What does that stand for?
BACS acronyms.
What the heck?
Bank transfer.
Bank account credit, maybe? I don't know.
Never mind.
All right. Anyway, I don't think it's important unless you decide to work in the US, but it's BACS. Okay. Oh, here we go. BACS stands for Bankers Automated.
Clearing system.
Yeah, I think so. I think it might be checks. Bankers Automated. It's clearing services. Yeah.
Clearing.
Shoot, I just texted out. Okay, so clearing services.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But yeah, it's just direct deposit. You know that word, right?
Direct deposit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's much more common. I don't know why British English has to be so complicated sometimes.
Yeah, American English is so much easier.
Yeah, it's basically just simplified British English. Like they try to spell things the way it actually sounds rather than like color is spelled COLOR instead of COLOUR.
Yeah.
But British pronunciation is the same. It's just color and color, right?
Mm.
I mean, they have an accent, they say like color, but it's not because of the U, it's just because of their accent, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you ask a British person to say the word COLOR, they'd say color,
Color.
they would with the UR. But
Yeah.
when it moved to America, basically, they started to try to make it a little bit simpler.
Yeah.
All right, so
We discuss a bit about.
yeah, let's talk about the class. You want to stop recording?
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Let me stop the recording. Okay. Wait a moment.